All right, we're here with Jon Dobbin, the best-selling author of The Starving, as a part of Engine Con 2020. John's got a new book coming out in December 2020 that is not a sequel to The Starving in any way, shape, or form. It is a fantasy novel called The Broken Spire. Thank you for joining us, John.
Thanks for having me.
No, absolutely. Thank you very much. And you're going to be in panels throughout the day and stuff like that.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
So tell me about the Broken Spire. This is a fantasy novel about a flying castle. Tell me what inspired that.
Um, it's actually kind of a weird story. When I was a really young kid, I thought, and this could have been a total dream in and of itself, but I thought when I was leaving McDonald's one day that I saw a floating castle in the sky. I don't know when I was a kid if they were putting extra stuff in the fountain drinks at McDonald's then or not, but yeah, and so that was kind of a thing that was always kind of stuck with me. And then a few years ago, I actually had an actual dream about a floating castle in the sky and about bandits attacking the castle and people trying to save a princess on the castle. And so that's where the majority of the inspiration for this story came from.
Makes sense. Makes sense. And that having read the story, that absolutely plays a big part in it. The characters of like Bijan that you know are attacking the castle and trying to get it and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool. So what is your, without giving too much away for people who want to read it, which I'm sure are many, what what's your favorite part of this novel?
I mean, I like a lot of different parts in particular, but my favorite part, I think, is the scene that really started the story for me, which is Bajan's introductory scene.
That's a good scene.
I really enjoy that part because he's a type of character that I've been wanting to write for a long time. And he's very much in line with the kind of characters and activities you see people do in like a Robert E. Howard kind of fantasy character.
Sure.
He's no Conan the Barbarian or anything, but he's kind of a fun little character to play around with.
More of an
Kind of
Indiana Jones, I'd call him.
Yeah, I was about to say he's kind of like a combination of like a fantasy thief and an Indiana Jones character. So,
Yeah.
and I just really loved playing with him and putting him in this world and just having him interact and do certain things. It was just a fun character to play with.
Sounds great. Sounds awesome. Okay. And for readers who are only familiar with your work through The Starving or some of your scarier short stories, how is this different from The Starving?
Boy, how is it not different? Well, as some of you know, The Starving is a Western horror. It takes place in a largely made up part of Colorado. Um, in the post Civil War era, so still the Wild West kind of era of American history. This is a completely made up world, very fantasy generated world with magic and swords and sword fighting and bandits and princesses and castles and all that fun stuff. Um, the only thing that might be crossed over there, I think you can still see my horror roots throughout. Um, the Broken Spire, there is some dream sequences and there's some kind of horrific things that happen throughout the novel that kind of play to those skills that I built in my little shorter horror and my starving kind of stuff. But otherwise, the setting is completely different. The characters are completely different. It's an interesting juxtaposition, I guess, between the two different works.
Awesome. Yeah, no, it is. It's very much it's night and day kind of thing.
Hmm.
It's interesting. I'm interested to see how that plays. Like if you're gonna capture like two reader bases, or if there's gonna be any crossover or anything like that. People, because I've always said, like if Stephen King wrote a romance, people would pick it up, even though most Stephen King readers aren't romance readers. They would
Yeah.
be enough Stephen King fans that they go like, well, I gotta see what he does with this.
Yeah, I mean, and that's kind of been proven with him anyway. He's done so many different, adjacent genres, like mystery and detective stories and stuff like that. He's got a lot of different people in there, and he even done some science fiction, and he has done fantasy as well.
He has,
So,
yeah. He's even done like Hearts in Atlantis was even a little bit more introspective.
hmm
Yeah, yeah. A little more lit fictiony, yeah. Anyway, so that was wonderful. Please, everyone, check out the Broken Spire in December. It's going to be another great novel from Jon Dobbin. I've read it in various stages of development, and it is just wonderful. So please check it out, and we'll be at events all throughout the city in December, leading up till Christmas and the farmers market and all that kind of fun stuff. So try and get your hands on it. Anything you want to say before I let you go, John?
no, just thanks to everybody, and I hope that you're enjoying Engine Con. It's a fun day. It's going to be fun.
Cool, excellent, and we'll get to work on that Starving sequel I know you've been
Yeah,
working on.
yeah, almost done. Almost done.
Excellent. All right, have a great day, John.
You too.